Hey, I'm so. How's it going, everybody?
One day you're gonna say that, and we're gonna actually answer. But until then, I'm enjoying watching you try and get us to talk each week.
Well, honestly, it was one of those days where I thought, oh, he's got something planned.
I've never had anything planned.
Not once.
No.
But we love Liv. Anyway,
Yeah, that was good.
we have a guest on today. Woo! Yeah. No claps, nothing.
I think the guests clapping for themselves. Yes.
Thank you.
What's up?
Who is it? Who's
Hi.
speaking?
It is Miss Reagan Thomas. Who I almost just said Reagan Webb.
I almost just said that too.
Yeah.
Reagan
said-
Thomas, that's
yeah.
me.
You're married.
I am.
You do have one of those last names though. It's like it kind of sticks.
It felt, yeah.
It's no disrespect to your husband.
No,
It's just
no, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you that long as Reagan Webb. I don't
That's
know
true.
why that. I don't know.
It's something. It just flows.
It does
I don't
roll
know.
off the tongue.
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm great. How are y'all?
We're here.
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
I'm tired.
it is a Monday.
I
We
get
were
it.
just discussing off mic, like, man, Mondays in the church game. Wow.
Yeah.
I think we said this last week. Like we did it first thing a couple weeks ago, and man, you can just tell like the thoughts are not easy
Yeah.
on Monday.
I don't know. I was up really early this morning, and so
You said 3:30.
I've
That is
been
not.
up- I've been
That's
up
not
since
this
there. I've
morning.
been-
That's yesterday.
I've been dragging the
Why?
last hour. I don't know. It just happened. It happened.
Very Austin move though. You've been fighting any Enneagram knowledge for well over a year. You're up this morning at 3:30 and decide to read the book.
Yeah. And I'm about 150 pages in, and I'm like,
More confused?
I'm a little skeptical. Yeah. But then I read things, and I'm like, that's too close.
That feels pretty accurate.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
that's where I am in life.
So here's how we bridge this. Watch this.
Okay.
Do you know your Enneagram number?
Yes.
And it is.
A 7.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
7.
there yet.
Thank
Pretty
you.
She's
hard
a
7.
7, like Austin's an 8. Like you can see
Whoa.
across the room, like
It's pretty
7.
bad.
There's a 7.
Yeah, well, not bad, but yeah, no,
Okay,
it's pretty,
so
I'm pretty
explain a
7.
7 because I'm not there. I don't.
She's effervescent, super excited about things, especially in the moment.
Well, you look like you're reading that.
Kind of does, yeah.
He had it pulled up. Reagan
No,
Thomas.
just red
ready.
lines.
Yeah.
No, but I mean sevens are kind of like 5s for me, where you're like if it's like they definitely are that, there's no question. Like there's your number.
Okay.
Yep.
Here's your
So
sign.
people
Anyway.
would generally just say like, man, 7s are really happy.
They would
No, yeah,
generally say
incorrect.
that. Yeah, but it's not true.
That's
No.
not true.
No.
So maybe we should just
Oh, maybe
take,
I don't know Reagan.
Let's
We're about
take
to
the
go
deep
like,
dive.
oh,
Yeah, let's take the
yikes.
deep dive.
Let's let Reagan explain her number to us.
Please.
Oh, okay. Like the serious side of it?
Why not?
Yeah, whatever you think.
I think 7's like, I think it all stems from like a fear of, oh my gosh, what is it? Like being comfortable, like a fear of not being comfortable and fear
Gotta
of
stay
pain
moving,
and
gotta be
fear
quick,
of hard
always on your
things.
toes.
Yeah, so
That's making
because
me
you fear all of
uncomfortable.
those things, you end up just being like super fun and like trying to be spontaneous because you're actually like hiding from all of those fears.
Oh, so people see the surface
So people
level
see all the fun and they're
then-
like, oh my gosh, so
yeah.
fun. But yeah, no, there's some deep stuff in there.
Wait a minute. So your whole personality is just a deflection from reality?
That sounds so horrible, but
It's like
Well, when
one
you
big
put it like
Mississippi
that-
college.
When you
Yeah.
put it like that,
oh no.
So we roasted MC a lot
no,
last
you
week.
did last time.
All right.
Oh,
So,
man,
but
we're another
a 7
MC
does
alone.
usually have a generally optimistic take on
Generally,
life.
yes. Yeah.
So
Generally.
So
And there's
does it-
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't
know
Yeah.
that I know.
As a fellow optimist.
You just have to kind of like learn how to deal with those issues and not just be happy all the time, which
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard.
I'm just
It's
not
hard, but
dipping
yeah.
my toe into the Enneagram game, but I will say I think you're probably the only 7 that I know.
Really?
I think. I don't know.
Maybe.
There are a lot of other numbers thrown around, and that's not one of them.
Well,
that I
they
know
say
a lot.
that 6s are like 50% of the population, so that
That's
all
my
the other
husband.
numbers
at least
only
during
get,
an election.
Which one?
Yeah.
Is it 1s
Yeah.
or 9s that are like a really, or is it 3s? So there's one that's like a super small percentage
Maybe
of
it's
the,
8s.
No, there are lots of
No,
8s out there.
Okay.
Trust me. Either that, or we just have an unusually large number.
we attract them.
we're a
we
dime a
attract
dozen.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the 4 is like the poet.
That's right.
It's usually less of those because there's so much societal resistance to that number.
I wonder, this is something that I've found interesting, like in reading that book is, well, one, they'll name famous, Cron will name famous people who like have that number, which I'm only so far
He stole
into.
that from the Myers-Briggs, but yeah.
Well, it's interesting to me. I'm like, oh, Bill Clinton, say what? You know? But also like he talks about what they would be good at. And I wonder, like, do you think, we're going to have a discussion about creatives and all of that today. Do you think that your personality, like a 7, lends itself to that?
Not necessarily.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
Why do you say that?
I think because 7s sometimes have a hard time doing like hard things. You know, we have a hard time like getting
Putting
through
your
stuff.
head down and just
Right. So
They're
I
a
think,
little flighty.
I think on the surface it would look like that because we get lots of ideas and lots of things, but it's kind of hard with follow through because we just tend to jump. You know, when something gets hard or confusing or like you have to work for it, we tend to jump ship. So
like the event is fun, but like the editing,
right.
not
Yeah,
so
like we're right. We love that. And then, yeah, but like the after part is always not the best. So I would say maybe on the surface we would look like it, but probably not,
Yeah.
which has been really hard.
I feel like whenever I think of 7s, I think of them as like early in the game business consultants because they like freaking love jump starting.
They're the idea people.
All right,
for
all
sure.
you 1s and 4s and 8s, you guys go take care of it.
I'm hopping
I
on a
started
plane.
it.
Yeah, I'm hopping. Let me know
sure.
how it
I'm
turns out.
moving on to Uber now.
Or don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to put together,
Okay.
like piecing some things together.
Okay.
Which, by the way, this is a fascinating way to learn about someone.
Yeah, I agree.
And this, like, it's like, so tell us what you do. You know.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it.
Yeah,
whatever.
but so let's take
Start
two
of the
things that I
questions.
know you've participated in
Okay.
since I've known you. So you were a CrossFitter to the level that you were like helping other people CrossFit.
yes.
You also do a lot with photography, which is probably a big reduction there.
Yeah.
But so both of these things require like consistently showing up, follow through. Like, is this something that you're doing to try to balance out personality?
You know, it's
or-
very interesting because I've always said that it's like all the things I do really are not like what my typical number would be good at. But yeah, I think the CrossFit stuff and having to do this business and like run the backside of it has helped develop like that other side of my personality that would not have been.
What's your wing?
I don't know.
She's a 7. They don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe an 8.
I don't
maybe?
know that I understand the wings yet.
Yeah. So that's
I
another
don't know if I do
podcast.
either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've kind of spun around. The
Yeah,
idea of,
we
like,
should
We've
probably
talked
name
all
it.
around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked all.
Okay.
So you said photography. Can you tell us a little bit about your business and sum it up better
Yes.
than Ben did a
I
second
will,
ago?
I will do that. So I have a business. It's called Outland Stories. It's actually
Allen stories?
Alan. Yes.
Oh,
No.
Alan.
Outland.
Oh,
which,
Outland.
Outland.
Yes, Outland.
That, that just completely destroys my next question, which is who's Alan?
Why are you
So
always
sorry.
on the hunt for people's grammar? Like
I don't want
sorry.
people being confused about
me,
what you
every
said.
podcast.
Every podcast.
No, you just speak
okay.
bad.
Outland.
Outland Stories.
Yes. Which is actually, I only came up with that because I was in college, and at the time I was like,
Where in
wanted a
college?
name that was different.
Yeah.
So
Where'd you go to college?
Mississippi College.
Oh boy.
Two
What,
in a
who
row.
is
I didn't
picking
wanna
these
say-
guests?
Another alum.
Okay,
another
but
alum.
I don't know. It's a name that stands up, right? You're acting a little
Yeah.
embarrassed by it, but it stands
Well,
up.
no, I just didn't. At the time, I was like, I wanted it to seem professional, and I feel like if my name wasn't on it, it would seem more professional. Do you know
Sure.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be like Reagan Web Videography at the time. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't like. No offense, to people who do that. I just want it to be different. So I do wedding videos, photography kind of, but mostly the majority
Motion
of it.
photography.
Yes. Sure. Motion photography,
Yeah.
video.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Another
what
way
we
to say
call it.
video,
I
right?
do wedding videos. That's what Outland is.
That's something that I wasn't incredibly familiar with until we moved here and I actually saw what you did. I don't know if that's
It's a good name, by the way.
Thank you.
It is
it
good.
is a
name.
good name. Yeah, I think you should be proud of that. But
you.
I know wedding photographers were big in Arkansas. I do not know a whole lot of videographers that did
Yeah.
that. And so when I realized what you did, I was actually very curious about it. I was like, she what now? Like, where did you come about that idea?
Okay. It's going to be a very typical MC story. I'm sorry.
You were called.
That was good.
The Holy Spirit laid it
told
on my
me.
heart.
Well, okay. So
In the rotunda,
there
God
was
spoke
not
to me.
there was not a lot of people like doing that at the time. There was
Yeah.
maybe like one person who was doing wedding videos. I don't know.
There's a lot of
This was
quote
like almost
unquote
6 years ago.
videographers around here.
Right. So I had a roommate who was marrying like a missionary kid, and you know, it was like they had a really small budget, small wedding, and they had talked about like wanting to have a wedding videographer, and me being my 7 was like, I can do that for sure. So I had a camera
Love
and
it.
I had been working at a church as a youth intern. So I had made like, you're a youth pastor, you know, I had made some like really dumb videos. So I like had a general idea of how to
Wow.
edit something.
Boy, that
Just
was
roast me, it's fine.
stupid
I
video.
mean, right at the knees.
Well,
You're a
think
student
about-
pastor.
I know
You
what
know
you mean.
stupid.
You know what I
No
mean.
offense taken.
Okay, he gets it. I don't know. So I just like showed up that day super unprepared. I like that morning I went by the church that I worked at, picked up a couple extra cameras, and then just edited it. And then when I put it online, I started getting messages and people were like, "So tell me about your packages." And I was like, "Yes,
Yes.
we have
Cardboard.
those. We're a real business."
Got expensive, really expensive, and you can't afford me.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I was probably charging like $100 at the beginning. I mean, it was like, but I
Wow.
was junior. I mean, there was literally no frame of reference for any of this. And then I just tell people I kind of accidentally started the whole thing. Next thing, and I just had to make up a name and then make up packages. And then
And then you had a business.
I tell people I faked my way into the whole thing. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know?
But the final product, that's what's attractive to people.
Yeah, I think so.
So what I'm interested to hear is like, as a creative, the philosophy behind it, you know, because most people are like, they're scrolling, they're like, oh, that was awesome.
Right.
But there's a method behind what you do.
Yeah.
Right? What is that?
I like to think of it almost like a documentary style kind of thing. My thing is I want people to remember like the emotions they felt that day. So pictures and stuff are great. Like you definitely need wedding photos, all that. But it's something about like being able to see like your dad's reaction the first time he saw you, or like your first look, or just, you know, if your grandparents are sitting in the audience while, you know, it's just like all those like little moments, things like that. I just feel like that's really special. And I like to kind of base my films and videos off of that feeling versus just trying to get a cool shot or trying to just
Sure.
put everything together.
Yeah,
you know?
one thing that caught my attention, and wedding photos never ever ever would catch my attention. You know,
They're like ice cream.
yeah, I have no. I
Most
don't have
people
a whole lot
enjoy
of
'em,
room
but I
for
hate
all-
'em.
Yeah, right. I just wouldn't have. I'm sure I followed you because I knew you. You know,
Right.
and it was one of those things. And then after wedding weekends, you will post stories, and then and it's just that is actually like a story. I really it caught my attention that I was like, oh, I'm actually watching these because I could kind of get a vibe for what the weekend was like.
Right.
Each one feels a little different because it's not just a wedding photo. I'm actually getting to see where it takes place and kind of the rhythm of the weekend. Is there an equation to that? Like, how do you?
It's so hard. I just try to get to know them. And then when I'm there, you know, you have things like they'll read letters to each other. Or there may be speeches from the rehearsal dinner, or like the pastor may tell stories. And you just kind of have to like listen and think about like what would best represent them. Cause I'm not trying to give like, if somebody's a really fun, energetic person, like they're not going to want something that is like super sappy and romantic. You know, is you just trying to find like what feels like them.
How hard is it to work with couples?
There's a question.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't want you to lose business.
It's amazing.
I'm sure every couple's different.
I mean, we definitely have our collection of stories, you know.
Yeah.
When I've done probably close to 6 years now, so
Yeah.
I haven't added it up in a while, maybe like 130-ish weddings.
Wow.
So, I mean, I would say the majority of couples are like super great to work with. We definitely have had some stories. I don't want to bash anyone. but
No.
it can be challenging for sure.
I feel like that would take a certain personality to be able to do that. And maybe Micah does that. I don't know.
Bash people?
No. be the no. Yeah.
I've been with Micah when there's a bad waiter, actually.
So the assumption
we don't
would
need
be
to go there.
B-dubs.
the assumption would be that the bride is the most difficult person to deal with. But as a minister, that's not often the case for me.
No. I bet you know.
Yeah.
It's the groom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Especially
never have thought that.
sometimes like I'm gonna tiptoe around like Southern grooms.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to show any emotion. I don't. You know.
Well, it's hard to tell the story that you want to if they're very
Stoic,
reserved, I'm
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, or like the shame behind like being emotional or feeling like that. You know, it's just kind of like sometimes they tend to hold back a little bit and can make our job a little bit harder.
What is a common misconception about that? Like about the business as a whole? Because I feel like I know a lot of, maybe it's just where we are. We know a lot of wedding photographers or people that do photography.
Yeah.
What's something I wouldn't think of?
Like that what we do.
Yeah, something about what you do. Like I'm so curious about the whole like, what does your week look like as a creative? How does all of that work? Because that's so not the way that I
It
operate.
is-
Even
yeah.
Chase, I'll come back here and Chase will be doing whatever it is that creatives do. I'm like, I don't know how you come up with this product.
I don't know. Lots of breaks during the week. I mean, there may be some people who are more organized than I am. I work at maybe in 15-minute intervals. I'll work for 15 minutes literally, and then I'll go like lay on the ground with my dog, or I'm not even kidding, go for a walk around the neighborhood, clean something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's how I work. And I feel like that's probably I feel like people probably think we sit at home and are just like editing and working all day, every day, but does not work like that.
I don't know.
The other part of it too is, and we've heard this from other people that we know, it's like, well, so we can get these this afternoon. This afternoon we can see that. Yeah, it's like, well, the event's over and you were here, so
like the products.
Where can we download these? Yeah.
Oh yeah, people. I feel like people are more impatient with the photo side of things, but no, definitely people want things fast. Like it takes a second,
I think but you have the benefit of people understand the video stuff less.
I think people
everybody's put an Instagram filter on a picture before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you color correct, right? You do. That's a lot of your editing. Mm-hmm. This fascinates me to watch Chase do this. So how do you know when you're done with your correction over footage?
This is gonna sound so bad. I've had to come to terms with the fact that couples just don't really know. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna like it no matter what, and I can sit here and I can like
try and get it.
I can try and I can redo it 100 times and I can rewatch it and like barely change something, but it's like at the end of the day, like they're not gonna notice if the blues are like slightly lower here on this shot than this shot, or oh gosh, I'm messing your thing up.
They won't notice if you hit the microphone.
They won't. It's gonna break it. I don't know. Just knowing that like they're not watching it because I'm some like amazing filmmaker and colorist or whatever.
Sorry, Austin's getting a call.
Here's a question. How long do you spend finding the right songs?
That's the longest part.
There you go.
That's the hardest part.
No one
that's the
thinks
hardest
about
part.
that. It is so hard.
Honestly, at the end, like the color, I do coloring last. That's probably the easiest part. It's the getting the music and then trying to build the timeline.
So you start with Imagine Dragons and then work out from there.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. I've always wondered. I wonder how like people like that keep their brand intact while doing that too.
Yeah.
Because like
musicbed.com.
Yeah, well, but you have but there's a certain look to what you do that would be different than what somebody else would put. Do you have like, this is what I want this to look like in mind, or is it you're just like, it comes out that way every time?
Y'all are acting like I have a lot more plans than I do.
Well, here's what
go for it.
The market that we're in. I mean, Mississippi is behind in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Mississippi is incredibly behind in the wedding videography game. So Reagan has the benefit. Reagan has the benefit, literally. I mean, even people that are close to her, she has the benefit of easily being the best around because no one else has even tried to figure it out. Like it really is. She's been ahead of it for a while because I think you started early before video really happened here. And people don't understand. The best thing you can do as a creative is steal from other people and get like influence and stuff. So if you have your ear to the ground really well, you can jump out ahead of people if the market's behind very fast. So I think that's what Reagan did.
So Chase is saying, so you're not the best, you're just the best here.
Well, I don't watch enough videographies in the nation to know.
I feel like I should be like, thank you.
I know what it looks like around here. And it's not a competition.
When I first
it sucks here, but you're probably the best out of that. So.
When I first saw Reagan working, I would be working in a Lupo on a Friday, and I would see like Reagan in the corner with this old headset on, and she'd be like over there doing this whole thing, like kind of dancing, and I'd be like,
my headset.
Like it was like a headset from the freaking 90s.
Can I say the story behind this really quick?
Yeah, please.
So my husband is very tech savvy.
Micah. We know Micah.
You know Micah. Loves it.
No one loves.
I could literally care less. And so one day we have AirPods, and I couldn't figure out how to attach them to my computer, which is embarrassing because this is what I do for a living. But whatever.
By attach, you mean connect.
Connect.
Okay, just wanted to
that
clarify.
There's a dongle.
But I had some headphones in my bag that were actually my father's from like
they are from the 90s.
Oh,
they were very old.
Or earlier. That guy's like 80.
And I put them on one time, and I was like, these actually plug into the computer. I'm like, I can figure that out.
This I've got.
I got it. And so Micah was like, hey, like, are you sure? You don't have to wear that. I can set up the AirPods for you. I'm like, why? You don't like it? He was really embarrassed.
So just to spite
out of
him.
spite, I
Just
have
to
used the
spite
90s
him.
headphones. That's the reason. Anyway, sorry, you can go back to
So I would see Reagan and like I would see her working over there, and that you would do exactly that. You would be like doing your thing, and I could tell you're in the zone, and then you'd like come get coffee and hang out, and then you'd go back and
walk around.
Yeah.
Reagan, you're actually correct. You should be using plug-in headphones anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Premiere has a delay.
Chase has a whole
Bluetooth.
speech with
So you beat Micah.
See? Ha.
Okay, so living as a creative,
Okay.
as a 7 creative,
Okay.
Let's go here, just general.
Creative 7.
The best part of this, living as a creative, worst
Okay.
part, living as a creative.
Oof. Okay. Easily the best part is working for yourself. As a 7, you want that freedom and you want to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. So just like the not having to be somewhere every day, not having to have like a super strict schedule. Like I love that freedom. The traveling side of things is great. We've gotten to go to some really cool places to shoot and meet some really awesome people. So like that side is amazing. Hardest part is kind of almost that same thing of just, it's kind of a lot of alone time. I make my own schedule, but also my schedule is the opposite of all my friends. So like I work on weekends, off during the week.
Yeah.
Kind of. So, doing taxes, trying to stay on top of business side of things, like that stuff is like the side that's like, I'm so bad
That's
at
why
that.
you married Micah.
Really?
Yeah, well.
Sounds like Micah's not a
Yeah.
lot of help.
Yeah, he's all
He
right.
doesn't super help in that area because
He's
it's,
all right.
but it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably like the two sides of that.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Where is the coolest place y'all have got to go and shoot?
Our absolute favorite. Oh my gosh.
I'm on airplane mode. I don't know how they're
gosh.
getting to me.
Could you
not disturb.
hook up your pods or whatever you need to do
Sorry.
there to
Thank you, Chase.
You're welcome.
Great. You're doing great.
Thanks.
where
think-
were we?
You asked the coolest place,
Yes.
and my answer is this.
As follows.
Vertical church.
As follows.
As follows.
We got to go to Arizona, and my husband got to come with me, and it was super fun. It was
Tucson, is that right?
It was Scottsdale,
Scottsdale.
Phoenix area.
beautiful. Yeah.
We had like a mix up with the car rental place, and they gave us a 4Runner, which my husband's obsessed with 4Runner. So we got to drive to
loves
the Grand
Toyota.
Canyon and shoot with this really awesome couple. It was like a really cool experience for sure.
Very cool.
And we got to do it together, which was fun. I'd been up until this past year traveling by myself, which is fun too. But it's kind of nice
It's
having
nice with
someone with
somebody,
you.
yeah.
That's very cool.
That's nice. All right, here.
nice.
Final question.
Okay.
Very nice.
I
Final
think this is
question.
always fun for
Okay.
people that do creative, especially as a self-owned. Is that the right? Self-owned?
Self-employed.
Self-employed. There we go.
Oh.
I own myself. If you were going to quit the videography game and hop
no.
back into the quote-unquote secular everyday world, what would you be
I
doing?
just felt the stress level go
Yeah.
up in
You
the
don't
room.
even know. That is like the question of the century. I have no idea. I don't know. I literally don't know. So
Were you asking yourself this question during COVID? Was it-
kind of, yeah. I think that's why this is like triggering. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I
It's
don't
a lot
know.
of trauma.
Trauma right there.
Gosh, I don't know because I went to Mississippi College, as you know from last time, and I have a degree in elementary education, which is
What?
hilarious because
Wow.
it's I cannot stress how opposite it is of what
Didn't
I
I
actually
say
do.
last week that every white girl
That's
tries
why I
it?
didn't want to bring it up.
She was like on the stop right before nursing and then found
That's
videography.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, nursing would have never happened. I almost pass out when I see blood
true.
and or anything with eyes. But yes,
This pregnancy is about to be
so
weird.
I have the bad news about Josie.
I don't know. So I don't know what I would
You
do.
don't know what you.
I have no
whatever's
background.
That's all right. I gave you
available.
no heads up.
I
It's fine.
don't know.
but not teaching.
I would never be a teacher. Watch me I say that and that's on record and one day, who knows?
Look at God.
I don't know. There's like different areas I think would be fun, but I'm like, I have no frame of, I never had a real job. You know what I mean? Like I went out of college and I worked at the Deep South Pops, rest in peace. I made popsicles and then I was a CrossFit coach and then I did Outland full time. So I've never really had a real job. So I don't even know what that would look like.
I think it would be safe to say you would steer way clear of anything corporate. You'd probably go mom and pop.
She's nodding emphatically. If
Yes.
you can't see.
I wish you could,
You'd probably go something mom and pop that you could help be successful.
mom and pop.
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds nice. Yeah, I don't know.
Hit that space bar.
Let's make the ending more awkward.
What?
There we go. Hey, welcome to the next segment of the Vertical Plus podcast. Ask Us Anything, sponsored by Deep South Pops. Live and learn, and while you learn, get it nice and cold. Deep South Pops.
I never had Deep South Pops.
That was
You
very
weren't
good.
here from that?
I didn't
That's
either.
right. I feel like you've always been here, but you haven't.
I had it once, and it was when we were all out for Chase's birthday. that
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
So I went to the original wherever
I remember
it is.
that. Yeah, I was there.
Steel City, is that what it was called?
Yeah,
Steel-
they
Oh, the
were.
one in Birmingham,
then,
yeah.
Birmingham.
oh,
Super
I thought
good.
it was a
Copy.
Jackson thing.
No,
No,
Steel
it
City
is.
Pops is what everybody copied. They were in Birmingham.
Oh,
They're
gotcha.
boutique pops.
We had Mem Pops in Memphis.
I did watch a.
Mem Pops.
Oh boy,
No, Men Pops was the club down the street.
Shut up.
that was terrible.
Holy crap. All right, we should
okay,
get
let's
into
go.
this segment.
Okay.
Ask us anything, Austin.
All right. First question on the docket. Who is your guilty pleasure follow on Twitter, Insta, or YouTube? Guilty pleasure follow.
See, I hate these kinds of questions because I refuse to be guilty about anything that I am interested in.
Hey, listener, we hate when you send us. No, please send us questions.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Really?
If I want to
Yeah.
listen to Justin Bieber or Shawn Mendes,
Which I listened to the whole way here. It's fine.
Nice.
Listen
Yeah.
to what you want to listen to. It's fine.
Well, I don't know. I think
Gracious.
the question implies like not that you're not okay with it, but that other people would judge you.
Or who,
That's their
maybe a
issue.
better way to put it is, who do you follow on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube that there's no way I would guess that you follow? Or for Ben, MySpace.
Okay. I have an entire Twitter account dedicated to the people I follow for Rocket League.
What does Gray call it? FIFA Hot Wheels?
So, yeah, FIFA Hot Wheels.
Man,
Anyway.
Can
my
you
son's
explain
so
Rocket
bad.
League? Because we've mentioned
Nope.
it a lot. Nobody.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I can bring up one. I don't know if I've talked about this guy publicly, but I do. I have subscribed to a guy, Wranglerstar.
On YouTube.
Yes. Which
You know who loves Wranglerstar?
who?
Micah Thomas.
No
Does
way.
he really?
Yeah.
I
No
know.
way.
I
I
know
just
he's
don't even
watched it.
ask a lot. He has a lot of interest.
Well, if you like, I don't know that Wranglerstar, whatever his name is. I don't know that
what
he
is
and
it?
I'm pretty sure that he lived as like Amish or something growing up.
Okay.
But now he has, he's got a YouTube channel, business. He's a craftsman, but like he would call himself a homesteader.
Homeschooler.
Steader. Yeah, he's got this big homestead. But the reason that I watch is because he's very careful about the things that he builds or purchases, or he's just a really talented guy. You can tell he grew up around people who did not use power tools in the way that he builds.
He does
things.
like fine woodworking stuff, right?
Yeah, like I mean, I
when
watched him, and just crazy life ethic. Like
Very
he was,
niche.
He was
Yeah.
building a cabin with hand tools, and then it was not next to where he lived, and someone came in and stole basically the whole thing, dismantled it, and stole it. He was like, "Well, I guess we need to start over," and then he starts building it again.
I'm
Wow, what
almost
a
In the
positive.
same
person.
spot.
I'm almost positive that Micah told me about him before I heard you talk about him.
Yeah. So, but I would not
That sounds
want
like something to
necessarily. I wouldn't want people to hear that and go watch and be like, "Oh, this is the kind of guy that Ben is," because we're not the same. But I do watch him.
Amish?
Yeah, or forgiving or any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
What it
Yeah.
is.
So Wranglerstar is my guy.
Did anybody come to mind for you, Reagan?
I do. It's kind of embarrassing. Actually.
Look, we all have a TikTok. It's fine.
No, I don't. Oh, I forgot about TikTok. There was a phase early in quarantine where I got really into TikTok dances.
Oh, buddy.
Caitlin and I went on a trip with Micah
God,
and
no.
Reagan
I was
just
hoping this
before
wouldn't come up.
quarantine, and I have some hilarious TikTok videos of Reagan.
We should probably post those.
I mean,
Probably
with the
should've.
episode.
Yeah, probably not.
Split
Probably not.
screen.
It's
All right,
probably
what's
not.
the embarrassing?
I just am like YouTube's favorite kind of person, like clickbaity kind of stuff. Like,
All caps titles. You
Weird-
won't believe what.
yeah, well, actually, I can't stop myself, and I don't know why. I like to watch all those dumb videos where they're like, we tried everything from, Chick-fil-A, or we bought everything from Trader Joe's, and we're trying it out. I'm like, I don't know why I do this. Probably because I'm a 7 and I want to experience it all myself, but I love watching
You're
them.
like, they did not.
I'm like, that's so cool. I want to try it all too.
Oh man! So they go into like I haven't
It's
seen
super
these.
wasteful.
They go into these Chick-fil-A's and they
They
order
literally
everything.
will order everything from and they'll do all of them. Like I've tried every single donut
What
from
are-
this place.
What are the
I
people's
watched them all.
reactions to that when they order everything on the menu? The dude at the
I would love to know.
the
Oh
dude
my-
at Popeyes is like, really?
Oh,
You're
they're
one
like
of those
so
guys?
mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But I can't stop myself. I click on all that stuff.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I keep breaking this thing.
it's
It's
okay. I do
okay.
it every week.
Okay.
I don't know. My YouTube is a mixed bag. There's really no telling.
It frightens me to think about your YouTube.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. A lot of my YouTube lately is just old vines, which is perfectly acceptable. My guilty pleasure, the only thing that came to mind was I mentioned him to you the other day, Ben, is a guy on Instagram named Sean Collard. I think he's called Uncle Scotty on at Uncle Scotty, and he's like a basketball historian, and so he posts these old pictures from the 80s, and he's like a 50-year-old dude. I don't know how I found Instagram, but I think he's incredibly interesting. So
he's a great writer.
That surprised me.
yes, yeah,
He's a great writer.
yeah. So somewhere in there, I guess. I don't know. Next question.
Funny vines that Miss Keisha likes.
Yes.
That's a good one.
I like vines that cure my crippling depression. That's a good one.
Clean vines to show your grandma.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, next question. I watched you guys on YouTube last week.
Thanks.
Nice.
Worked really hard on that.
Did you see how surprised they were?
I literally copied this down. I was like, heck yeah, when?
We got one.
Wait, so someone sent these in then?
Yes,
I
yeah.
kind of
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that you wrote that and were like,
No, he's not allowed to do that.
okay, that actually makes more sense. I was like, okay.
I was like seeding the questions in.
Yeah.
That would be.
Thanks, Mitch.
Maybe I should. Maybe we could.
Thanks,
Anyway.
Mitch.
I watched you guys on YouTube last week and saw some ink. How many tattoos do each of you have? Avery doesn't have tattoos.
I don't know.
That was
She wears long sleeves and jeans every
It was
day.
directed at you. I
no.
believe.
It was probably Ben because Ben like flexes at the camera. He'll do this thing. Anyway,
I'm gonna check my text.
It was definitely directed at Austin, though.
Yeah.
well, Avery. Wow, Reagan has tattoos as well. How many tattoos do you have, Ben?
Because
I'm-
I would just. Count
I'll be
this-
honest. I'm counting
That's
in
one.
my
Does that
head.
count as
That's
one?
one.
4 items within one.
Yeah, it happened once.
Yeah.
And I've got the classic '90s kid back of the shoulder.
Nice.
Yep. So it's basically just 2.
What is it?
It's a long story.
Oh gosh.
But it's
Mr. Peanut.
What's this called? It's a Care Bear. What's this called? Mono weight. What is that? Line something?
Outline.
Yeah. So it's just that.
Line art.
Yeah. The truth is, I'd like a sleeve, but I'm too indecisive to figure out. That's a lot of space to have to cover. We talked
That's
about
very
this.
celebrity pastor, too.
Love
Oh
space
boy,
together. Yeah.
not at all how I meant it. We had this conversation like you have to commit to a style. You
Yeah.
gotta stick with it. Like
That's true.
those are big decisions.
Yeah, or you just make them when you're 18 and run with it.
Right. So
Right.
what do we call you? So you have the wrist, you have the bicep,
I'm
Incomplete is
you
what
have
you
the
call
chest,
it.
right?
So I'm working. I've been working on mine for a couple of years now, and like I started my chest and it's coming over, but I just haven't had time.
Does that just count as one whole, I guess?
I don't know. Well, that's what I was trying to count. I think I've had.
How many
Maybe you should count
sessions have you had?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I think I've had 9 different sessions.
And you go to a place where you have to book like a year in advance, right?
My next one that I booked was like 8 months in advance.
That's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah. I don't actually know what you would count them as.
Is that
though.
further in advance than people book for your services?
No.
All right, so
Outland Stories exclusive.
I'm at 2 sessions. You're at 9 sessions.
Yeah.
I'm at 4, and unlike you, every single one of my tattoos, I've decided that day I was going to get one and just walked in.
I kind of love
In
that.
true 7 form, yeah.
I kinda
And
love
we keep
that.
coming back to that, but yeah.
Okay, tell me this. Do you guys hate when people, this happened to me last week, when people come up and they go, what does that tattoo mean? Like they'll see like I have a compass on my, and they'll be like, what is the like,
What is it? Yeah.
Because I think because
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, they expect to be super spiritual and they're like, what is,
Sometimes you just like it.
I'm like, I just really liked it. I
That
don't
was
know.
it. I think
was
it's an
it.
acceptable
Paul was on
question.
the boat a lot, so I thought that he probably used a compass to guide his journey through the New
Start coming-
Testament.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are definitely some that mean stuff. but
Right.
Sometimes you just
But you
like
just
it.
don't want people to know.
Yeah. Just very
There's the
secretive.
truth. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Solid question. And
pretty
thank
good.
you for
Nice.
joining us on YouTube.
Chase,
Are you just counting sessions?
Yes.
0.
would you ever get tattooed?
Yes,
Yeah.
he knows what it is. He just hasn't done it yet.
I just
Really?
haven't done it, yeah.
Oh. Very cool.
So yeah, it's a likeness of John Mayer. It's going to be right here.
Kind of like a
Acceptable.
halftone,
That's
like
acceptable.
dot art thing.
So it's stippling.
Yeah. It sounds painful.
The whole thing where they like hammer it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Mayer did that.
You gotta go to
actually,
an island.
Actually, Chase
I
and
think
Mayer
Mayer's
are going
gonna
to
do it.
Japan. Yeah. And the Mayor's going to have he's going to be the first guy.
It
Anyway,
was a lottery system.
Okay.
it's a long story.
Let me tattoo you.
He's not going to Japan alone. Chase will be with him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tokyo.
Next question. Easily the hardest question. With the upcoming election, what is one
Oh, hard pass. I'm out.
I'm in. Do it.
We're here. With the upcoming election, and this is
Also, you can't. That breaks the rules. Ask us anything.
This has to be based on the series, I think.
Okay, all right.
With the upcoming election, what is one topic that you would like to hear the candidates civilly, I love that you put that,
Nice.
debate on?
Reagan is punching her microphone.
Control over my body. I'm sorry.
Can you ask it again?
Please.
With the upcoming election, what is one topic you would like to hear the candidates civilly debate on? I mean, they could really, they could really recap the whole first debate.
A great question
civilly.
happened when Hillary and Donald were going at it the first go round. There was a dual town hall thing. I think, is that what they call it? Where they walk around openly taking questions together?
Pre-coronavirus.
2016.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's called a town hall.
Yeah.
The questions are predetermined, but it looks very off the cuff.
one person asked if they could each compliment each other. And man, I tell you what, for all of Donald's faults, Hillary gave the most cop-out answer I've ever heard, where she praised his family and how nice his kids are. And then he gave a very sincere...
A very genuine, I remember that.
I was like, man, they should do that again. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Joe and Donald hate each other way less than Hillary and Donald did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember thinking how
And that's going to frustrate our country if they're like secretly having lunch and stuff behind the scenes.
Man, we're really doing this thing
really
up, aren't we?
buying it.
Personally, I would love that.
That'd be great. Great twist.
I think I would like to see them discuss national debt.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I really would like to, because
No one talks about it anymore.
yeah, we don't talk about it much. You got all this stuff going on in our country right now with relief from the pandemic, and you have a guy that's labeled as he's fixing our country financially. You have another guy that's been a career politician that has to account for some things. So I think it would be to have us. They would both have to admit some deficiencies, and they would also have to come out with a solid plan. I think it would be, that question would cut right to the heart. And if they started attacking each other on a personal level, like if it got a little crazy, then the moderator could say, hey guys, this is about the money, not how you feel about each other. I feel like it'd be an easy question.
Yeah. Cool. Reagan, any thoughts?
No.
No. Bow out.
That's our only guest can do that.
I feel like the guest gets to do that.
That's a great one, Ben.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think my initial thought was somewhere along those lines, because I haven't heard either of them give a very comprehensive
But
plan.
now he already took it, so you got to do a different one.
Yeah.
You do pre-existing conditions, that'd be a softball for you.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Please.
I would actually like to, if the moderator could mute either of them at any given time, just so that, that I would actually like to hear what either of them would have to say on the topic of race, because I don't think they actually got to talk about that very much in the debate. I think they got shifted over to other things. I heard some questions about white supremacy, but that's pretty much all I heard about. I would like to hear a conversation about race where they both stood on that in light of the pandemic. And I would also like to hear them talk about reparations. I would like to hear what their thoughts are on that and what that could look like, practically speaking. I think it'd be interesting, at least.
So I'm interested because it exposes like the lack of unity and division in our, like they cannot polarize in their answer.
I think that it would be hard for them to do that on the spot. And also I think that that's kind of a, man, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I think that we almost set race issues right now as a trap politically. And I would actually like to hear them have a dialogue about what they actually think about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. How come we're not in charge of these debates?
Because I would yell back at them.
That's right.
Next question. This is a good one as well. If you were to own an exotic pet, what would it be?
Legally?
Legally. You can own anything in the U.S.
It's true.
If you were to own an exotic pet, what would it be?
I feel like it's got to be monkey. They're so smart.
A monkey?
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
You train it. A
What-
small monkey.
But what if they're smarter than you?
I'm pretty smart.
I could outsmart a monkey. I don't know, the whole exotic pet thing just makes me nervous.
You're six. Just
I'm a
went-
type 6. I'm like, once you said it, I'm out. Once you said exotic,
know,
like,
your dog
that
is
means
pretty
that it can
big. It's
murder
basically
you.
a puma.
Yeah, do I get to own this pet when the kids are grown up? or am I dealing with baby Liv around a monkey?
I don't know. Dream fantasy. It's an exotic pet. When are you actually going to own it?
yeah.
Like,
I gotta be practical.
yeah.
Gracious.
A monkey?
Yeah. Spider monkey.
Is there an exotic pet that would help you with your business?
Parrot.
Well, a parrot.
That's a parrot right
Look
here.
at the lens.
That's a parrot.
There we go.
Look at the lens.
I think I just want any animal that I can snuggle with. So like the chunkier, the better. So maybe like a bear
Or a dog.
or just my dog. No, I think any type of big animal, really
No,
furry,
that's a great-
really
Yeah.
snuggly.
What's the most snuggleable animal?
If you were to be able to say before when you're like, I work in
Koala.
15-minute increments and then I lay on the
sloth.
floor with my bear, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that would be pretty
Like
cool.
laying on the floor with my dog, you kind of assume like, oh, she's kind of lazy. But if you say lay on the floor with my bear, you're like, whoa,
Yeah, I'm
there's
always-
more to this
she's
story.
serious.
I'm always
Yeah.
fascinated by the videos where like people have lions and they like are in their arms,
Like
or
scratching their
whatever. You're just
ears,
like,
you know, you're like,
"Whoa,
this
that thing
is
is huge.
Oh, I would like a tiger cub.
You're putting so much thought into this.
And I want a tiger cub, and then right on the cusp of being like teenager, young adult, I can just give them to somebody else.
Set it free in the wild.
Why?
Because I don't want it big.
That's when they get dangerous.
yeah.
No. You gotta
Do
go
people-
like
do
original
people own
tiger.
sloths?
Have you
Original
seen
tiger,
tiger
King, Mike
cubs?
Tyson.
They're so cute.
He just brought up an important animal.
Yeah,
Do
I
people
saw-
own sloths?
I don't know.
Is
That
it
would be a
considered
great
Okay,
exotic?
I heard, and I don't know if this is true, so fact check me, Vertical Plus people.
Okay.
I heard that sloths are actually really mean.
What?
Yeah, I heard that they're like mean
How?
and they'll
They
hurt
They're
you.
just
can't move
slow
fast
and
enough to do
mean.
anything.
Yeah, they're like very slow,
Like if
aggressive.
they were gonna
They
hit
have
you or
they
scratch
have
you,
mean
you'd be-
intentions. They just can't do it fast enough.
Aw.
I don't know.
little guys.
Maybe that's koalas that I'm thinking
What a
of.
trap. Yeah. I think it is koalas. That's exactly, that was a sloth slap.
I think I would like, because I actually have owned one of these before.
Your
but
skin is soft.
not to this extent. Thanks, lotion. I think I would like a large snake. I would like a python or something.
Have you held a python?
I had
Such a
a little,
type
what do you call them? A little ball python.
So I've held
little
a
one?
full size python. Hackman.
Hackman.
That
I
snake.
have
Was
a
that your
story about
snake
that.
dealer?
That-
Did you see it? It was like,
No, he was
there. I
a
knew that
teacher.
snake.
He was a
Yeah.
teacher.
I knew
at
that
The
snake.
Madison
zoology teacher
Central.
that we had in high school because me and Chase went to high school together.
Indeed.
And
Reagan Webb.
History lesson.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
yes, that teacher said that if anybody brought a rabbit to class, that he would feed the rabbit to the snake in class.
In
and
front of you
somebody
all?
did, and it was horrifying. I'm like traumatizing. It was like a brown bunny, it was like a full rabbit.
So some redneck at Germantown High School caught a rabbit
well, at Madison Central.
at Madison Central. Caught a rabbit.
No, I bet
put
it
me
was
there.
not redneck. It was some emo kid
That purchased
wanted to
it.
see it.
yes.
Like I guess nobody thought he actually would, but he straight up put that rabbit in the tank
Wow.
in front of our class.
Well, there's nothing like
How quickly did that go?
Pretty quick.
Yeah,
Really?
oh, they
It
eat
was
quickly.
They move a lot faster than you think.
The kill was probably incredibly fast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I had a python named Kevin, and whenever they
Need more information on that.
Can you walk down there and pause real quick? I need to.
We won't
whenever
get
they
that story.
strike, like they look very slow when they're just moving. It's very intimidating. It's scary. So there's nothing to get a podcast off the rail like
Like a
Wow,
python.
that's a super.
That was literally like the start of a campfire story.
Yeah.
So I had a python named Kevin.
And actually, I'm convinced that Caitlin killed him when I was out of town so that we could get married because she did not like him.
I mean,
love that
wouldn't
theory
blame
about
her.
Caitlin.
Yeah,
I would not blame her.
Yeah.
Crying the whole time she's doing
Yeah.
it. This is
Anyway.
for our good. Hey,
Anyway.
that python kissed me in the mouth, by the way. It licked the inside of my mouth.
Post rabbit
That's disgusting.
or?
I never saw the rabbit.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't in her class.
No.
What a shame.
I know.
That's gross that you
Really
said
missed
in the
out.
mouth.
It licked the inside of my mouth. I was
All
talking
right.
to it
Why were you that close to the mouth?
because I was holding it. It went up and looked at me, and I said, "Hey," and then on the open part of "Hey,"
Boom.
quick,
Just a little.
quick,
Yeah.
right on the tooth.
Wow.
All right.
Do we have any more questions?
That's it. That's all
Please
I've
get
got.
us
Is that
out
where
of
we're
here.
ending?
Yes.
All right, a French kiss to python. Next segment.
recommends,
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I think Avery was better than you.
We'll find out. You may sound real stupid. I may have nailed it.
We'll see.
Or I hit a fifth. I don't know. Hey, recommend. Hey.
I don't know why that's so funny to me every time. That is like your go-to transition. Well,
I say a lot with it.
Yeah.
People understand it.
yeah.
All right, here's the formula. Want, need, wear, read, Janice providing.
Man,
You're having
we either need to change that or end this episode.
Like you just need to make a good stop laughing.
it like attacked you.
I thought you were pointing at Josie. I was
No,
like,
I
look
need-
at her. Nope, your pop filter fell.
Help. Okay.
There we go.
All right, we're back.
Just don't breathe on it.
What were you saying?
I don't know.
We're recommending things.
Want, need, wear, read. That's the order and the formula. Thank you, Janice, for providing that formula and being sick of Christmas.
Which is why she provided the form.
Want
Yes.
is entertainment. Need is essential stuff. Wear is
You
here.
get the idea.
And read is indeed.
Robert Greene.
Robert Greene.
Yep.
Always Robert Greene.
All right, so we're just shaking up the order a little bit. Austin's not going first because you're taking the first category because one of the
No,
rules
no,
is
no, you're
I'm
incorrect.
going one.
Oh, we reversed the reversal.
Yes.
Right.
So we're back
we were
to
paying
normal.
attention.
We're really shaking it up because I'm not doing a book this week. We actually have somebody else on that reads.
A guest is doing the book
Yeah.
against
Hey,
all
wait a
odds.
minute. For the record, I read. I'm just reading 500-page books right now.
Yeah, okay.
You're going on like 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's I'm a slow reader. That is the truth. Very
you
slow
know.
reader.
That's a truth.
All right, Austin, you're up.
Okay, so I have want, right? That's what we
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Okay.
You said it was entertainment based.
Well, yeah, which we also need entertainment, but whatever.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
fought
it's
that fight before. Want. So this past week, I was about to order coffee from Onyx Coffee Labs, which
This past week, meaning yesterday?
No, it was actually earlier in the week.
Really? And you weren't going to text me?
Well, here's the thing. I was gonna order coffee and I got sidetracked because of what I'm about to recommend.
Is this a thing that
I
you guys do?
actually
Because you
think I
actually
know what you're about to say.
you actually sent me
Okay.
a text yesterday that you were ordering something and you were letting Chase know.
Well, it was in
Oh,
our
the
group
group
text.
text,
I
yeah,
accidentally,
yeah.
I
Hold on, I
accidentally-
think we actually got this. I'm gonna wait to see what you say.
Oh no! This is a video.
Okay, then never mind.
But I think I may know what you mean.
know
But
it,
anyway,
okay.
we'll talk
None
about
of us do. So continue.
So I usually this is funny. Somebody to our last segment, somebody that I follow is where I go to get the link for Onyx Coffee Lab. I don't know why. I just always hit on this guy's name because he works there. And so I went to his Instagram. He posts interesting things. I was going just to get the link, but he shared a YouTube video on his story of a guy, and I hope I get his name right. His name is Joseph Solomon, I think. And he does covers of songs on YouTube. And he had done a mashup of Laugh Now, Cry Later and Same Drugs, which is by Chance the Rapper. So Drake, Chance the Rapper mashup. But he did it it sounded like it was just him on a hollow body guitar with a kind of distorted amp, just vocals and the guitar. This video gave me chills. And so I go down the list of other covers that he has done, and the dude is, solid. So you can YouTube him, Joseph Solomon. I spent probably 30 minutes watching his covers and did not order coffee, which is why I had to last night.
There you go.
Anyway, that's where we are.
So Joseph Solomon.
Yeah,
'Cause
Joseph Solomon.
I follow
good
these
name.
up. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say founded a religion or something. That's what that sounds like.
I don't think he's Mormon,
He
but
did not found a
I
whatever.
thought it was
religion.
going to be Shoe Guy.
But he does.
Joseph Smith. That's it.
Yeah, but he does covers.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right, so you're up, Chase.
need.
Indeed. All right. I've had this a while because I got it for Christmas. Maybe. I don't know. Probably Christmas. Rachel will tell me. My wife. She got me.
That's
all right.
my wife.
That's right. Austin, Reagan, not Ben.
Okay.
We're all avid coffee drinkers, right? We
Right.
appreciate a good brew, correct?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. They get cold real fast sometimes, especially if you want to make it at home and bring it to and fro work. So clearly,
To and fro.
Okay.
not used enough. Swell. Splendid. Grand. Just gave up my whole arsenal. All right. People spend too much on Yeti. All right. I get it. It does a great job, but it does not do $30 more better of a job than this. All right. Magellan at Academy. All right. They got colors for you. They got stainless steel if you want it. Mine is white. It's great. It's a little 12 ounce, coffee thermos. Is that what they are? What are they?
That sounds right.
Yeah, sure.
We'll call it a thermos, even
feel
though
like
I drink from
this,
it.
This is a very vertical conversation, but I think a thermos has to have like a.
Screw on top.
That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know what it is. Portable coffee.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What do
travel-
they call it? Like
travel
a
cup?
Travel mug.
Travel mug.
Yeah,
Tumbler.
travel mug.
It's a tumbler.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Yeti owns Tumblr, though. I don't think they could call it a Tumblr.
So
No, I
Tumblr
don't-
is a
I don't
blogging site. What's something that's similar to Tumblr? Zanga. It says Zanga. All right.
All right. 4 people got that.
Do you have the plastic, the acrylic lid to it as
Yeah.
well, or it's just a okay.
Yeah. So it keeps
classic
it
copy.
scalding hot.
Yeah.
But it's so well priced.
You know how I know it keeps it scalding hot? Because when we were going to shoot a YouTube video 2 weeks ago, Chase was in my back seat and he took a drink out of that cup and it was so hot.
45 minutes later.
So hot, it burned his mouth and he spit it out in my truck.
Oh my
And
god.
now-
Involuntarily.
And now there's a stain on my armrest because of this man's mug.
Come on, man. Drink responsibly.
Anyway,
I thought I was.
he was panicking out there. He went,
So I would
Staying alive.
So the point that you're making sounds like, because there's like Arctic, there's all sorts of brands out there.
Magellan.
You're saying just don't yet. Okay, so you.
It looks freaking good.
Okay, so this
They
is the
have
brand.
it's matte painted any color you want.
Gotcha.
Essentially.
Love that.
there you go.
So, and I broke trend. I could have gone black, but Rachel got me white, and I really like it.
That's a good recommend.
Thank you.
All right, so we're to
Academy.
where?
At where?
Where? All right,
Here.
so the reason why I'm going so public with this is because my wife slightly made fun of me for wearing this,
Most days.
but I'm committed. I'm just that
I have
committed.
no guesses as to what this is.
Yeah, no, you do. I'm just that committed. I just recently purchased a denim jacket from Levi's. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So all of the younger people on staff are super upset about this because now they feel like they have to retire theirs, or they have to steal mine.
No. We said we thought it would be funny for you to finally get a denim jacket, and we just stopped wearing
Although
ours.
I will say, I was wearing my denim jacket on stage where we both were yesterday, and I was genuinely afraid that you were going to wear your newly minted one.
No.
Because then I would have to take it off.
I have to give it some time. Yeah, I had to give it some time. But I think, I put it on and I'm like, I get it. I think I get it. I don't know that it does exactly everything that a jacket's supposed to do. It feels more fashion than keep you warm. But I don't know. Maybe it does both. The thing is, I feel like people should give it a shot because it has a modern feel, but also if you lived through the years where it was called a blue jean jacket, a large debate that we had in staff last
Not
week.
a debate. You just sounded dumb.
We fought about it. That's true. There was.
I even spoke with some other people about it. All I can tell you is that
Were they all over the age of 40?
exactly. That's why I'm bringing this up. I called it a blue jean
Vindication.
jacket and wore it before you guys were born. So I don't know how you can tell me that it's supposed to be called although when you search blue jean jacket,
It looks different.
you're not.
I feel like it's different.
You get
Yeah.
like a child's Oshkosh
I
bagosh
was
jacket.
literally thinking like floral embroidery, like
So, but I don't know. I think it's one of those. It is like speaking of unity in our country. I think it's a very unifying piece of apparel because you could be one of those guys on the job site. You could be another guy living like downtown Boston. You could either one of those guys could wear one of these.
What wash is it? I
That's
couldn't tell
important.
from the picture you sent in Slack.
Well,
is
they're
it a
like-
darker or a lighter?
It's right in the middle.
Okay.
It's like it's not lighter. It isn't lighter, but it's also not the dark. Like I'm trying to be really impressive with my dark wash.
I will say I enjoy a denim jacket, specifically this time of year, because it's kind of like the perfect. It's kind of like the flannel that you recommended. It's like, oh, I can throw this on. It's cool in the building. I can take it off later. It's not that big of a deal. I don't have like the puffy jacket with your arms out like when you're a kid.
You know what's the
so-
better version of that? A rain jacket.
Oh, don't go
my
back on that. What I'm saying though, to wrap this part of this, because I know you have to get there. I was surprised at how like rigid this thing was out of the box. Like
Oh, yeah.
I expected
Where'd you
it
get
to
it
be Amazon. I got it from Levi's. They were running a sale on the Prime Day, and through Amazon.
It was a good sale too. I saw it.
very good sale. That's why I jumped in there. But I'm like, man, this is going to take a minute to
It takes a minute to.
yeah.
Describe the blue to me. How blue is it?
Oh my gosh.
describe the blue.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I can do that. It's
Is it indigo? Is it a little worn, paler blue?
For me, it looks very 90s. I saw like of all the versions of these jackets that were for sale, this was the one that looked the most 90s
That color right there?
without acid.
For those of you listening, this is what every lunch at the Vertical Staff Table sounds like. It's like, what blue are we?
Is it
Blue.
Reagan's shirt blue? That blue?
It's lighter than that.
Yeah, it's lighter than that. Yeah, it looks like it has some age on it. That's why I expected it to be a little more
It
soft.
takes a little wear, but it is one of the more comfy things you can have on later in life once it wears in.
I saw that nod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right, so
good wear. Read.
Yes, that was a lot of conversation about denim. Okay, so it's more of an activity than a read.
whoa, time out.
Okay,
Time
but
out.
let me-
You don't get to say anything. You already broke rank last week.
What did I do last week?
You did a wear and a want.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so it's free ball game. You can do what you want.
Sweet. Okay. Unlike maybe some of you readers, I don't personally enjoy the type of reading where you have to like learn a bunch and better yourself.
Preach.
I like fun reads.
You and my wife will
Fun
swap
reads.
fiction.
What is that?
Yeah.
Like Dr. Seuss? What are you talking about
Oh
here?
my gosh, please. Yes, I did have with Austin's wife. We had a
Shel
great book swap during
Silverstein.
quarantine.
Yeah. We basically
This
changed
is the activity
libraries.
I'm recommending. If you enjoy reading fun books, go to Barnes & Noble, go to a table. They have a table that's buy two, get one free. Pick out the most fun 3 covers and then be surprised. It is so much fun. It's like
That's a good
new
recommend.
present every time you read a book, and you have them set for when you're
That's
like
a 7
done.
I was
statement
just
right
gonna say, we started talking about sevens,
And here
and
we
here
are.
she is.
Close
But
it out.
That's my book library is so big because I just always every time I get done, I'll go to Barnes & Noble, pick out 3 more new ones. Sometimes they're good.
So you
Sometimes they're
judge a
not.
book by its cover is what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I read the back too,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like a combination of the two.
What's the most odd thing you've stumbled upon in this strategy?
I mean, most of them are about the same. They're mostly like the kind of beach reads. Sometimes they're a little
Okay.
like murdery and stuff.
You
Which
had
I'm
like
fine
a
with,
goat
too.
exorcism book.
Murdery.
Hey, how was that date? It is a little murdery, but
I don't know. They're all the same. I don't know.
He looked good on the outside though.
I will say when we went the trip we took, I was talking about earlier. Caitlin and Reagan made their way into a bookstore at one point in time, and it was like I thought we were never going to get them
When
out
I
of
met
there.
Kaylin, it was like meeting my book twin, and we read all the same things, and we've traded all the same books. And with quarantine, we have read
so
so
much.
much.
Good for you.
Yes.
I just read Mastery over and over again.
Yeah, and that's like my husband. He only wants to read those kind of things. So him and Austin can talk about that, but
My guy.
not I.
They're pretty boring friends. Yeah.
Super.
All right, now our last segment. Rank the guest on a scale of 1 to 10.
7. See you next week.